two. Down to one. It's game. Yes!
This one is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Orpheus and for real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook, joined today by none other than JDB the Baddest, a.k.a. Jordan Durr, a.k.a. my Chargers insider / combat sports officiant / Padres insider, all things San Diego sports. We were just talking about, first let me ask, how you doing, JD?
I'm good, man. Everything good over here. We out here working a bunch, buying Kendrick tickets. You know, it's hard out here, but we're doing what we got to do. We building memories. How you doing?
We got to do what we got to do. You know, I'm just over here, Duke and Baylor in the background, watching Cooper Flag ball out.
Okay.
He's a baller. Okay. Like, hey, my little brother Thomas don't think he liked that. Shout out Thomas, but you'll see.
I bumped into him in the Costco parking lot, and he said, I got to run with him. He said, I'm playing ball out here. You can pull up because we need big guys.
Bro, my little brother trying to recruit everybody for that team. That is hilarious. That is so. Hey, but anyways, JD, I wanted to talk to you because we're in the midst, of course, it's basketball season, but me and you, we really talk football a lot. We talk a little bit of basketball, a little bit of baseball, but free agency is pretty much sewed up. I mean, we're in the middle of it. There's still a lot of stuff that can be done, but we're like 2 weeks in, correct?
Yeah, we're around in that corner right now.
Okay, so with all that being said, how have the Chargers looked? I'm going to ask you before we start with the details of what they've done in free agency, I'm going to ask you off top. Do you have a grade for the Chargers so far in free agency? If you had to grade what they've done, what would it be?
I would have to say, as a fan, like a fanatic, like someone that doesn't have all their brain connected and just wants to be hyped, I give them like a C-, straight up 70. As someone that is thinking with his football mind, I'm giving them a B-, around an 80, because should have seen this coming. I forgot Jim was in San Francisco and he never really had big, flashy free agent signings. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
That I had to, kind of tether my expectations for him and Horwitz, or whatever his name is, the guy that picks up our players. And the first couple of batch of players, when they started going and the trades were happening, I was like, what are we doing? I know you feel the same too, because I saw Cowboy fans in the same boat. Like,
yep.
All these players are here, we're not getting them. We have all this cap space. But once we went down, like, I saw a bunch of linemen getting taken. Like, Chicago came out right out the bat. Like, I was Did Matt, you talk to Matt about that?
We were supposed to have Matt on the show. We couldn't get him on. I've been trying to. We've been trying to catch up, but everyone's on time.
Their O-line is built. They're building their O-line. Those are certain players that I wanted on our team. So I'm like, okay, they're trying to protect Caleb, but
exactly.
Come on, Justin has two of the best two tackles. The rookie that was a sensation, and then we got Slater on the other side in the middle. Like, they're good guys. I'm sure they're great fathers. Great people. They're not good at defending Justin Herbert up the middle, man. They were trash when it came down to it. And the Texans exposed us so bad that I don't want those same guys there. You know what I mean? Like, we got stunted on all year as far as stunts. Like, you don't want to go at our tackles. So if Justin Herbert's going to get sacked, it's probably going to get up
on the inside.
You know? So seeing that happen, you want to make sure that you steady that up. And we saw some of the bigger names go, but then I started to calm down a little bit once I saw them pick up a couple of linemen. We picked up Beckham from the Eagles, just won the Super Bowl. We got him on the line as a guard, and then we went and picked up the center that used to play.
Oh, so you guys got Mekhi Becton?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah. So we got him up there, and and we got him for like 2 years, $10 million. And then we got a Raider, a guy that used to be a Raiders center, and his grades, he's pretty much good at what we weren't good at. So even though he's not that good of a player. Now, this isn't their center from last year that was a rookie, right? From Oregon? No, we had Bozeman up in there, and he's that guy that hit the guy on the Saints when he was twisted Justin Herbert's leg.
Oh,
and we're like, he done gave himself an extra 17 games in the league just by doing that.
Just for doing that, being a bully.
I was thinking, I'm like, cool. He fought the guy after the play. Can he block for Justin before that happens?
Yeah. Can we help Justin not get touched in the pocket, please?
You know what I mean? Because I see a similar line in Buffalo. I see a similar line in Green Bay where it's not the greatest big names, but they're guys that are good at certain things and they run the offense that way. And seeing how stifled our running game got in that game in the playoffs, and seeing how Justin Herbert had no time and they were right in his face whenever he was trying to throw, and seeing balls go right through tight ends. The only one that was balling was McConkey. He's the only one that caught the ball that game. Quentin Johnston had 5 targets and 5 drops.
Oh, and that's what I wanted to ask you about as far as wide receivers. So you guys have obviously Johnston and you guys have McConkey. I heard a lot of rumors about you guys trying to reattain Keenan Allen. Are you interested in that?
We already got Mike Williams back.
That's true. Like, so.
And nobody knows how to use him. I was watching him with the Jets. And watching him with the Steelers, and I'm like, neither of these guys know how to throw the ball to him. I'm like, you don't throw him in stride when he's that tall and can jump and dunk a ball from a standing still set point. You got to go and get him the jump ball. And exactly. He's back to where he belongs. He's back to where the jump ball is relevant for him. Justin Herbert knows how to throw it. I've seen too many plays where McConkey's great, but he's short. And he was
can't. Yep. Hey, we saw it in the playoffs. I literally saw it in the playoffs. Him get overthrown it was a big play.
Justin Herbert put so much whip on the ball. People like complain like, "Oh, his arm's too strong." I'm like, "That's good. No, dude's got to catch the ball."
McConkey is about 5'10", 5'8", if we being honest, without shoes on.
He's the most effort guy I've seen on the team, and if you could get some guys to make it so that he could play like a Wes Welker role, you know what I mean, underneath and all that, I think the sky is the limit to him. But if you play him as a number one, being that short, he's too small. You know what I mean? You're going to have to find different ways to get it in there. So getting Mike Williams back is good. Going in, who was it? We picked up the tight end, what is his name? I can't, Conkey. Yeah, it's
Conkey. He's from the Jets as well. He's from the Jets.
Yeah, so we went and picked up that guy too. So now, and then we went and picked up Najee Harris. Of course, I forgot about that.
I forgot that's it. Hey, so what are your thoughts on Najee? Because you guys still have
perfect type of running back for our team because J.K. wasn't breakaway speed, Gus wasn't breakaway speed, and Najee isn't. And all the Steeler fans that were talking smack on him when we got him, because Steeler fans don't like when they leave. They like to talk smack when they leave. They're like, "Well, good luck with a guy that has no breakaway speed." I'm like, we don't need it. We need him to get 1 yard. That's what we need him for. We can do all that.
I didn't realize you guys let go of. I saw Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins too. He's gone.
Well, he was only 1 year deal, so he's a free agent.
That's right.
He has interest from other teams, and
he hasn't signed yet. Though.
This is what I like about the Chargers free agency and what Joe Horowitz is doing. They are not going to jump out the gate. Like we saw DK get signed, and we're like, wow, Justin Herbert could have had DK, but they were asking for a second round pick, and they said the Chargers only offered a third, and they wouldn't go any higher. And I'm like, you couldn't give up 2 for DK, but I realized DK about to hit 30. He's a little bit older.
Y'all can get one in the draft.
We're not going to give out the money for no reason. I realize that now. We're rather waiting to see that first wave of big contracts.
Y'all on some Cowboys stuff now, Doc.
Yeah, but I'm looking at how the Cowboys are being built. Like, I feel like it's a Cowboy fan. I know we're going to get to your guys, but I feel like the Cowboys and the Chargers are doing it the right way in free agency because if you depend on giving them money, then you can't build with your younger draft players because you won't be able to pay them later on if you give these big contracts to older guys. Yeah. So seeing how good we had with our draft last year, you know what I mean? Steele, McConkey, Tier Tart got his contract.
Yeah, let's run it back.
We were killing it with the draft last year. Alt, don't even get me started. So if you have faith in your draft and you see what's there, I think that's a good way of going by it. We fill up the holes. We got a guard. We got a center. You know, not the most flashiest guys on the market, but we got guys that are better than the guys that we have.
And y'all got, like you said, a stopgap player as far as Najee Harris. Serviceable back. He's a 1,000-yard back. So like
Gus wasn't doing it for us. He had one big game, but there was a couple times where he couldn't get that 1 yard or that one hole.
Yeah. And Najee's better than Gus.
Najee, like people are saying he looks too big. I'm like, good, bigger. Let's go. We don't need him to be fast. We don't need that. We're good. We straight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So if we go and draft, because it was funny, as we were doing this and we started picking up these players, and then we got Mike Williams back, people are like, oh, I wonder if we're going to bring Keenan Allen back. He was playing golf with Mike Williams the other day. It'd be cool to bring him back, but not if it costs too much. You know?
I got you. So at the right price, you would bring.
If it's a 1 year, $15 million contract, I can see it getting done.
Okay, you can see it if it's under 20, because
If it's under
20 is
20.
like premium
Yeah.
wide receiver. 15 is
You-
reasonable. I feel you.
You know what I mean? Like we were looking at T. Higgins, the Bengals. Good luck. You ain't never gonna have a defense.
I know. Let's see what that look like.
Neither team makes 75% of the money. 3 players make like
Yeah, let's see what that look like.
But I don't want our team to be stuck in that situation. I don't think our stars were good enough to make that happen anyways because they were older. You know what I mean? So we got rid of Keenan Allen and McConkey filled his gap, but then nobody else filled up Mike Williams. Nobody else filled up a rookie.
But having Mike Williams back is big because that's a guy that you could throw in there if Johnston really hits the rip. Like he was better this year though. He was better.
I think we're gonna stick with him, and it's making me uncomfortable, man. Because remember the pod before the playoffs. You know me, right before the playoffs, I'll be weary. I'm not gonna say shit till we win. And I was telling you, I'm like, you were like, he just had a big game. He just had like 140 yards, 10 catches. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But he also had like 15 games where he didn't even catch. He dropped a bunch of balls. Like he had one.
I've seen it. He had a couple bad drop games this year too. He did.
Bro, the playoffs was the worst. And then Disley, oh man, I hope Mike Williams walks up to Disley and says, 81's mine. Get that off. Get that off right now. The way you were dropping balls in the play.
Disley's out of here. That's a tight end, right? That was a tight end, right?
Yeah, no, he's the tight end that dropped. That caused 2 interceptions for Herbert. Because one bounced off his chest and one went right through his hands. And the other one was Quentin Johnston. So, like, you look at Justin Herbert with those picks, and I'm like, yeah, he was throwing in there, but it always got to the guy's hand. If we could get some guys could just hold on to the damn ball, we'll be good. And Mike Williams, they say, well, you're wasting your money on him. No, we're not, because we know how to use him. He never really had a lot of 100-yard games.
Yeah, he's a red zone threat.
Big play, get you a good third down. Keenan will work us down the field. And whoever got a score, get the score. It wasn't really like he's a game breaker, but he's not exactly what we would use all the time. Like the game where he killed the Chiefs and had 2 touchdowns, he only had like 60 yards and like 3 catches, but the catches were so big.
Meaningful.
You feel me?
Meaningful.
So as we go into the draft, I like how we look because it makes it so that we can spend more skill player points on
rookies and I love that you brought that up because we're going to transition over to the Cowboys. It sounds like we're almost in the same boat as far as how both our franchises handled the free agency. Cowboys got more people to pay, I'll tell you that. The Micah Parsons situation, I'm just going to start right off the bat. We're paying him. We're paying Micah. Then that's the big money. We're spending money on defense. Draft capital.
We were laughing a second ago about the Bengals, but do you see your team? Because your team is not 3 offensive players. I feel like it's going to be Micah, CD, and Dak's contract's already there.
Yep.
Those are the 3 ones that's going to be hard to build around. Do you feel like they need to shed one of those players? Or
my thing is, but the player to shed would be because I know it's not going to be Micah because Micah is the heart of the defense, and losing letting D-Law walk, DeMarcus Lawrence. It's Micah's ship now on defense. He's the captain of the defense. We're going to try it with he's a generational talent. So you got to rock out with Micah. The player that we need to watch is Dak Prescott, especially if he doesn't start strong.
I think the best thing he can do is restructure. It takes pressure off of everybody. Because if you have more room to get more assets, it makes the team better. It makes it so there's not so much pressure on him because you guys are paying him so much. I feel like because that's what we did on our defense when we had Joey Bosa and we had Mack at the same time. Like losing Joey Bosa was tough, but we gave them both the deals that they wanted. And
Joey left. He went over to San Francisco with his brother, right?
No, he went to Buffalo.
Oh, he was. They were talking about it. I think he ended up.
That was crazy because he got a chance to go play where his dad or his family member used to play, or he got to go play where his brother is playing right now, and he still chose Buffalo. So. I would have been cool to see the Bosa brothers together, but he went to Buffalo because he felt like that's his best chance. And he had a down year this year for the Chargers, and he had his injuries again too. So when you have Tui going, he's pretty much had more production than Bosa. So it wasn't hard to get rid of him. But Mack, you can't really. Basically, it was between Mack and Bosa, and Mack was so much.
You got to pay Mack.
You got to pay Mack.
Because on multiple levels, Mack affects the defense. But getting back to Dak, we'll see what happens. But I expect us to find we're going to draft a quarterback for sure. And just keep an eye on Dak early. Keep an eye on Dak because my problem with Dak in this whole thing, we're going to keep CD for the offense. We just got to add to it. But Dak, he can't run no more. And he tried to get out and run, and he pulled his hamstring. He was out for the rest of the season last year.
If it wasn't for Tua, he'd be the number one person that people would hold their breath for. But
It's
Tua's
crazy
even worse
right now. So we'll see. We'll see about Dak. But as far as what we've done in free agency, I think we've covered our bases pretty well as far as signing. And we also traded a couple fifth-round draft picks for Kiar Elam. He's a corner that used to play for the Bills. And
No, I was looking at your signings. I just went to the Cowboy page just to go look to see the signings and all the developments. And it seems like it's about depth.
Yep.
You guys are signing a lot of players in positions where you already have. Where didn't you get two running backs? Two new running backs?
Yeah, and that's interesting too. And I think that's because we're drafting. I don't think Genty's going to fall. We'll talk about the draft, but we definitely we tried to cover all the bases so we can just draft the best player available at 12.
And you forget too that it doesn't happen as much in football. It happens a lot in baseball. But just because you sign somebody to one of these smaller deals doesn't mean that they're going to make the team. Because preseason, you can waive those guys.
That's what I was saying about the running backs. That's what I was trying to say.
You can have like five running backs going in and then be like, okay, this is the rookie came out, so we could get rid of this guy. He'll still get picked up. So
I want to say it was Williams from the Broncos, and we signed Sanders, who used to play for Philly. He played for the Panthers last year, but he had a down year last year, and he's on kind of like that Zeke on his way out. I don't think he'll make the team. I think he's a body. I think he's a.
I forgot that Zeke's still on our team. Technically, he's still signed to the Chargers.
That's crazy. That is wild. But
that's why we haven't signed DK or something. I'm saying like we don't see how he built it and see how San Francisco is. You don't need a whole bunch of. That's what I feel like Dallas is going to do too. Like the feature back thing is almost gone now, but I think the reset already happened in front of us. Teams like us are building away from that, but then the teams with Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, you know what I mean?
They're holding on to their guys. But those are the best of the best. Like a Saquon, a Derrick Henry. I'm trying to think of another guy that falls under that category. But there's
C-Mac.
Yep.
But he's hurt. But you know what I mean?
Hurt. But there's a couple players. The dude from the Colts is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Taylor's
but that's I said they're dime a dozen. That's 4 players that are like 30. So you know, at 30 teams that you can really build around and give more than 20 carries to. So.
But we're going
doing that with the Cowboys. I like that with the Cowboys. When I said I saw them signing 2 running backs, I wanted to see how you felt. You're like, yeah, cool. As long as whoever's the best, fight for the position.
One of them will make it. I think one of those signings will be on the team. I don't think both. I think wherever we draft, we're going to draft a running back in the first 3 rounds. I want to say may not be Genty. Genty might not get to us, but we'll talk about that. Another signing that people aren't talking about. I said we signed Kiar Elam, and he's a cornerback. He's a high draft pick, and then from a few years ago, like 3 years ago. So he's 26, good depth piece. And then we also signed a linebacker from the Titans, Kenneth Murray Jr. And
that's a former Charger.
Oh, he played for the Chargers as well.
That's what I was
going to ask. How was he with the Chargers?
He was a beast. We
really
loved him. He's not the kind of dude that's going to get you tackles for losses.
Okay.
But when it came to the run game and being able to coverage, just being an all-around good linebacker, he was good. He's just not the kind of person that you could pay a whole bunch of money to. You know what I mean?
Got you.
He's not someone you can build an offense around. But I miss having him. I feel like if he came back right now, because we could put him in middle linebacker outside. Like that's what
I've heard. I've heard he's athletic and versatile at the linebacker position, and he's just a good piece. And
when he left, he did us a goodbye. I remember it was being posted on the Charger pages, and we're all saying we were going to miss him. Like he's a good dude. We just couldn't pay him.
So let me ask you this question, because we didn't sign Eric Kendrick. Is he a better player right now than Eric Kendrick? I feel like that's our Eric Kendrick for this year. He's not better though.
No, because we had Eric Kendrick on our team too.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
The reason why he didn't work was because of Brandon Staley.
Okay.
The way that our defense had been working and the gambles they were taking, like you saw last year, he had Nick Bosa dropping in coverage on Jefferson.
Crazy.
Like, what do you? Jefferson was like, I know they ain't down to. Then I know you gotta be.
That's a wild defensive coordinator, dog.
You know what I mean? So, I feel bad about him just because he got a bad situation when he came here and then got shipped out. And I felt like the place where he was able to be athletic and show what he could do, he was a great player. I'll say that Kenneth is probably the person that's going to be in the right spot more of the times.
Really? Okay.
Doesn't mean he's going to make the play every single time. He's the kind of dude where you guys can rally to the ball and he'll be in that group. But one-on-one tackles, You know, if someone is saucy enough, they might be able to shake him. But he's usually not in that position. But he's going to be. He could drop in coverage and help out a little bit, but not too far. You know, keep him where he's good at. He's gonna do great for your team.
Okay.
And you got so many good defenders that you won't. He'll be a nice hole to plug up. He's gonna be good.
And at the second level, we just needed a signing. So the Cowboys, like what we did.
I just read y'all had another signing. That I can't say his name. Oh, that's Izzy.
Izzy McQuam. He was there already, but
yeah. So he's the re-signing.
He's a re-signing because we lost Jordan Lewis, our nickel corner.
Okay.
That sucked. And we lost DeMarcus Lawrence. But we also re-signed our defensive tackle, Oso Odigizua. He
signed Robert Jones.
He's the offensive tackle, but he's kind of like I think he'll be our swing tackle, worst comes to worst.
Is he going to be what size? You got to keep that from being hurt. So, like, the tackle is very important.
The problem with us is everyone we going to have on the line because Zach Martin retired. We're young on the line. So, offense, that's why I said watch Dak early. It might look crazy, and we might
get hurt. You might get hurt. I don't like how this looks.
Take this here, dog. But we making sure our defense is aligned, and I think we're going to draft either a running back or a receiver at the 12.
I'm still looking at all these signings. Look at you got Peyton Turner, D-line. Like you got Jack Sanborn along with Kenneth Murray. Like
a lot of depth pieces.
You guys are getting a lot of depth over here.
We were a lot more active this year in free agency all around. Like even signing others, not just our own.
Fowler Jr. agreed terms. Come on. You got Shepley too. Come on. Y'all are building serious depth. It's just
so I would say in our free agency, I'm giving it if we get this Micah deal done before training camp, which we will, they're gonna drag it out for headlines, but I give us a B because Micah being the highest paid player that's not a quarterback is gonna hurt the team. But we gotta do it. You gotta do it.
I'll give y'all a C+ because I feel like you're the Dallas Cowboys. You're America's team. At least that's what y'all say. And you won't let nobody tell you otherwise.
We won't let nobody.
Talking about being all in, I feel like y'all should have gotten one of those big players, even if it wasn't a definite fit, because you had a little bit of cap space to mess with. But spending it like this is smart. But I still feel like you should have made a splash.
I'm telling you where we missed it. When we should have made the splash was the Derrick Henry. We should have went for Derrick Henry when we had a chance. Because, like, we could have got him, and we chose to go other places. We had to pay CD a lot of money. And that hurt. That hurt. And we'll see. I can't wait. I honestly can't wait for the draft. And we'll swing right to that. JD, saying everything you said, I want to say you said B to a C for your But as a fan and a football lover, you gave Chargers a B. Job well done, honestly.
Yeah, they're doing the right thing. It just took a while. It took a while waiting for the news. If you did this show when we wanted to do it, I would have been a lot more mad. Now that we'd have picked up some late pieces.
Exactly.
We still got a ton of cap space. So,
Exactly. It's good that we waited. It's good that we waited and we got to see everything our teams really did in free agency. It would have been a rush if we did it a week or so ago. But let me ask you, first round, where do you guys pick?
Everyone keeps saying that they're going to go with the tight end from Michigan. Because of him, Harbaugh, Colson, or
is his name Warren? Warren? TJ Warren?
TJ Warren? No. That's the one from Penn State, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. That's Penn State.
It's Colson or Loveland.
Oh, yeah.
Colson Loveland or something like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because that's also a Jim Harbaugh guy, you know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
And he's probably the best one. Or they said the wide receiver from Texas. See, I'm at the point now where I don't even know their names because when I was watching Texas,
I think his name is Golden. I think his name is Golden, number 2.
Golden. Yeah.
He's good.
So we're looking for skill players because we didn't pick up none in free agency. We made sure that our line is going to be good and Justin Herbert can hold on to the ball. We got Mike Williams back, a safety blanket. I really want him to bring back Keenan. I still got my fingers crossed. It might not happen, but if it doesn't happen, because we just picked up Conky, whatever his name is, Conky. So people are like, oh, maybe we're not going to go for the tight end. And I'm like, that would piss me off because I don't want Disley on the team anymore. Get Disley out of here. Go pick up that rookie, and then we got our 2 tight ends.
Excuse me, where do you guys pick in the first round? What pick?
22nd.
Okay, so definitely the tight end will be there, and Golden might be. Both those players will be there, I want to say. And there's also probably a few other receivers that'll be.
I like the draft this year because that's how we got Lab McConkey. Last year, everybody was thirsty. This year, people are just as thirsty. Like they looking at Travis, they looking at Shador, they looking at Cam, they looking at all these guys, and I'm like, man, there's so many good players that are further down the line that I never even looked at those. Like when you have a good quarterback, you don't look at that. I know you looking at that because you gave up on Dak. It's okay. But,
it's not giving up. I just see signs. He's been with us for 10 years, dog. He is the longest tenured Cowboy right now. He's been with the Cowboys for a decade. It's time.
How hard
it's time.
Jaden Daniels would hit on the Dallas Cowboys right now.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what we're waiting for? We don't need a high draft quarterback this year. Draft you a little backup, and then we going for Manning next year, baby.
Then don't draft the quarterback. I don't think that's a good idea.
Draft Archie. Draft Archie Manning next year. That's where we're going.
You're gonna miss your opportunity for Archie if you get someone in there that's decent enough.
We're not gonna get anyone this week. We're gonna let.
Look at the Raiders. They won just enough games to be horrible. Like they get just enough to mess up their draft. They could have got any of these quarterbacks, and they just screwed it up to where the Patriots can now land one of those. So I think if you skip the quarterback this year, people are going to be mad. But go pick up another free agent. Go grab one of those guys sitting around.
And then quarterback
next year go for Arch all in because
that's the plan for the Cowboys.
If that gets hurt, just tank.
Because bro, we pick at 12. So
there could be somebody decent there.
We will. We'll get someone good. But the player that obviously is getting mock draft to the Cowboys is Ashton Dempsey. I think he ain't gonna make it to 12. He one of the better players in the draft.
I don't know. Just the running back still. It was a great year for running backs, but it was a great year for three of them. It wasn't a great year for all running backs.
That's
what
true.
I mean?
We were just talking about that.
That's a big investment, man. That's a big investment. I've seen running backs slide further and further down the draft every year.
Yep.
It's not how it used to be.
I think, but if he fell to 12, then I think the Cowboys would take him. But if we couldn't get him, we're looking at the receiver from Arizona, tall, long dude. His name is like Tet or something. He's a tall, almost
I know you're talking about.
type player. Drake London type player. We probably get an X receiver to pair along with CD Lamb. So he could really play the slot like he wants.
No, isn't Horn in the draft too? Dude from Colorado that was Stewart was throwing to?
Oh yeah, but he ain't making it. He gonna be like top 5. Hunter.
See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's so many.
Travis Hunter.
It's gonna be a thirsty draft, and I feel like some real good gems can fall later on in these rounds. Yep. So if someone doesn't draft correctly, we're gonna be sitting right there ready to take something.
And I'll be happy. I'm happy with a skill player. Or the doggiest of the dog O lineman that is left at 12, like that, because we need to replace Zach Martin somehow, some way. This is crazy, you know what I mean? But I think we tackled a lot of football already. Thank you, JD, for your Charger insight. Before we get out of here, I got to ask you, how do Padres look? Dog, baseball's back.
So far, spring training has been kind of dope, man. It's reminiscent of last year because. Last year, we lost some players, and we thought it was going to make us worse. And instead, we had one of our best records coming out of the All-Star break. We went on that crazy run. It was one of the best teams in the later half.
Absolutely.
You know how it ended up in the playoffs. Screw you, Dodgers. But hey, we was on y'all head, and then we just stopped scoring. That's really what it was like. We couldn't stop hitting.
It was a good series, though. It was a good series.
No, it was a great series. That was the World Series. Everybody else did.
It was. Absolutely.
It was only us. So, but I'm looking at it. We kept King. We still got Cease. We still got Machado. We still got Tatis. We still got Yu Darvish.
No
Profar. Like the core is still. Profar leaving was like he left 2 years ago too. The year that we went and beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. I don't think Profar was there.
You're right.
He was he did get him, but we brought him back because he got signed to the Rockies and then they let him go. So, he wasn't with our team at the beginning of the year, if I'm recalling that correctly.
He blew up this last time y'all signed him. He
blew up the whole season because we signed him in the offseason. But, we had some front office issues, and he went over to the Braves. That's a good team, too. And you never know. This is baseball. You have no idea who's going to end up on your team by the time the All-Star break starts.
Yep, that's true.
Trade deadline, and they do it like the NBA nowadays. I didn't see Luka coming out of nowhere. That's how baseball is every year.
Yeah,
Juan Soto just made $700 and something million, but he bounced to 2 teams, Padres, then the Yankees. You know what I mean? So this is a good spring training, but it's hard to figure out. They all look how they're supposed to look.
Yep.
Gavin Sheets, who we picked up from the White Sox, I love him.
And what's his name again? Sorry.
Gavin Sheets. I think his
Okay.
name's Gavin Sheets. Well, he's not that well known of a player. I guess he was decent on the White Sox, and they were willing to get rid of him. We
And
picked
what
him
did he
up.
play?
He got
What?
like 6 home runs in spring training.
Oh, he's a
He
hitter.
looked like Babe Ruth out there.
He's a hitter. Okay.
Okay. So I'm over here like, no way, because the White Sox people are like, I can't believe he goes over there and turns into prime Barry Sanders out of their arms out of nowhere. But we got that. That's going to be a good for a designated hitter because we're going to be okay. Losing Hassan Kim, I think, was the bigger one.
Okay.
Because he went to Tampa, and now Xander Bogaerts, who's been playing a different position, has to go back to shortstop, which we took him out of. So he has to relearn the position. And
interesting. Him at shortstop because he's a bigger frame dude. But
he is. But that's where he always
there.
was. That's where he was with the Red Sox. So we're not really like, we just gotta do a couple stretches, brother. You know this. You got this. Don't trip. So we're gonna see how the year goes. And the nemesis is y'all up there in LA.
Now, you see our guys getting jiggy. We got a lot of new players, now new faces.
Hey man,
Tommy smacking it out the park.
Snell hurts. I feel like San Francisco ruined Snell because Snell came to San Francisco, then he went to the Dodgers. He wouldn't have done it straight from the Padres. That would have been too risky.
That would have been too risky.
Nah, but he's a good pitcher. But hey, one thing we do know is that Snell never starts out well. Just letting you know that. Before he got almost a Cy Young last year, he started out so bad that my boy, the Giants fan, like, get this guy off our team. And then, like, 2 weeks later, he's like, okay, I get it. He's heating up. But you're going to lose
that's
some
like our
games
biggest signing, I want to say that. And the other dude from I want to say he's Japanese too. And we got another Japanese pitcher.
Rocksaki.
Yes. We'll see how they all look good, though, right now. The stable looks pretty strong. So we'll see, JD. Thank you.
We'll see if Snell pitches against us because we know him way too well.
He might not.
Love to see
that might be an off night for Snell.
Don't let Tatis see his buddy.
Exactly.
He was taking deep because that's why I think Giants fans didn't like him either. Like, I would be light on Snell because he's still cool with everybody on the Padres.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't buy into that. He's like, y'all gave me the most money.
He's not a poor sport. He's a good.
Well, when he was playing against us, when he's on the Giants, he was being friendly. He was have 5 and shit. Like, you get the hell out of here, smiling. But people took it the wrong way. Like Giants fans, like, he's supposed to be the enemy. Like, nah, they cool. Don't. The Padres and Dodger players hang out with each other. Mookie and Tatis go clubbing.
Hey, fans, as you can see, JD knows his baseball. He knows his Padres. Any player that's came through the Padres, he knows the whole profile of. I love my boy JD. Hey, JD, thank you so much for pulling up and talking free agency with me, talking baseball with me, all that. We got to get another show where we talk combat sports.
I got one question for you, though.
Yeah, ask me.
The games the Dodgers winning this year?
Ooh. I mean, last year, how many we went? We won about, we won like what? Were we in the 80s or 90s?
You were in the 90s.
90s.
The first team in the 90s. I think it was like 90, the upper 90s.
Yeah, I want to say we'll probably be like 93 if I had to guess. Over and under, I'm saying over 93 wins.
Okay.
You?
So we got to beat that.
Where the Padres at? What's the over under for the Padres? You going over 80?
I'll go over 80. I'm going over 80.
That's safe. That's safe, though.
They predicted under 70 last year, and then we weren't going to make the playoffs, and then we came out and busted out. I think it was 88 wins, got close to 90. Like, we were right on y'all asses. So, we were like only 2 games out towards the end. I know that triple play. I'm like, man, if we still had contention, it would have been. Y'all came out and won the next game. But, we make it interesting. You're our rivals. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Hey, y'all, don't get it twisted. JD is strictly San Diego everything. Hey, thank you, my boy, for joining the show. Anything to say to everybody before you get out of here?
God bless you all. Be safe. Be happy. Be blessed.
All right, y'all. Hey, until next time on the Faithful Fan Show. Dun, 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 dun.
In the paint, going hard with the vet. Shot so much, man, I think I need to lay. I need to lay in the paint, going hard with the vet. I need to lay so much, man, I think I need to lay. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kalinko in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Jerk the loose stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like Dirk for